Well, those of you who follow me on Twitter know I had a very special review planned for this month, so with the release of Super Mario Odyssey, I figure why not talk about a game that was not only the first game to put Mario into a new world, but also allowed everyone to see what gaming had the possibility of being. Super Mario for the Nintendo 64, or Super Mario 64. Now, I don't know if I can fully express how innovative and fantastic this game is, but I'll certainly try. First of all, although Super Mario 64 has the same basic premise that a regular Mario game does, where Mario has to go after Bowser because Bowser's kidnapped Princess Peach and Mario has to save her, it does it in a very different, in a very cool way. Really, the entirety of Super Mario 64 as a whole took everybody by storm in the summer of 1996. If you take a look at Super Mario Bros. Up to Super Mario Bros. 3, although they have little innovations when it comes to the items or how Mario travels through the levels, they really all operate the same. They're side-scrollers. And although Mario Kart for the SNES did start everything we love about Mario Kart, the fact is, the characters looked exactly like they did from the side-scrollers. But when Super Mario 64 came out, those characters went from this to that. Mario, Peach, and Bowser were thrust into a completely open world. Now it's a little bit more understandable why every kid would act like this when they get their Nintendo 64. Alright, now let's talk about the gameplay, because this is where the major changes come in. For instance, instead of the formula of having Mario get to the end of the level, jump onto a flagpole, and then slide down it, in this game, in Super Mario 64, each level has a set of missions that Mario has to do, and at the end of it, you get a star. Some of these levels are easy, some of them not so much. Some of these levels are controller-breaking, rip-your-hair-out tough. And Super Mario 64 is not like a cop-out like Super Mario 3D Land, where if you die a set number of times, the game will give you an absurd power-up that will help you beat the level. In that, Super Mario 64 is kind of like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in the way, where certain levels are a puzzle, and if you don't find the correct way to solve them, you're just not going to be able to get through them. And let me tell you, if you've beaten this game with double-digit lives, I want to meet you, because that's impressive. My favorite aspect of this game, though, has got to be the power-ups, or how you unlock them, rather. It's not like previous games that Nintendo had put out to where you travel across the screen and you hit a block and then you have an absurd power-up, say a star or a raccoon suit that will get you through the entire level very easily. No, in Super Mario 64, you actually have to do certain missions to unlock these various power-ups. And there was no fees or microtransactions to get various power-ups or characters through DLC. Let me tell you, I'm getting sick and tired of that. And most importantly, Super Mario 64 is just an overall very enjoyable game to play. It has lush, beautiful levels, makes you use your brain, and the game looks fantastic as a whole. So pretty much everything that makes a great game. If you haven't played Super Mario 64 yet, this is one of those games where I actively urge you to go out and seek it, because it's one of the games that just needs to be played by everybody. Now, as far as rating games go, I'm just gonna go with stars to make things very simple. And guys, Super Mario 64, very appropriately, gets 5 out of 5 stars. But as always, it is what you guys say that matters. So have you already played Super Mario 64? And what did you think of it? More importantly, what is your favorite game that Nintendo has put out thus far? Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And always remember, sit down, play some video games, and stay awesome. You all have a fantastic day.